house about a month ago, Office Hill Road, right down where the old Ethan Allen building is down there. A gentleman came home and found his apartment was broken into. And a person starts leaving the apartment, right as he's coming down, he confronts him in the hallway, and the guy was walking out with some things, and he went out the door, so the guy started chasing him, and as they were going across the parking lot, the perpetrator opened up his coat and showed him a gun that he had. Told him back off, so the guy did, and he started running. Well, what turned out was we had a couple of witnesses that were able to see the guy coming through the parking lot, showing the gun, followed the guy where he went to, and relayed that information to our guys. And so we were able to retrace his steps, and we were able to locate all the stuff he stole. He stole a safe that had about $2,000 in cash in it, stole a bunch of jewelry, actually stole a BB pistol, I think, which was the gun that he had that he was showing. But he had all that stuff, and he stashed it by a fence, and was probably going to come back and get it later. And so we were able to locate the guy, we got a description of the suspect, and that helped to get that whole issue solved. And it brings a lot of peace of mind to people in the neighborhood, and they know that there's not really a problem still occurring like that if they can find something. So I think the biggest thing is make sure you're in tune to your neighborhoods. And I think it's good with a group like you guys, if you're getting together, it's just kind of a grassroots kind of thing. This is the stuff you start in your neighborhood. We've tried some neighborhood watch programs in the past, and people have a little bit of interest in it. It can be kind of informal. It's just really gets together every so often and talk about things. Invite a local police officer to come by at some point when you have it in your neighborhood gathering, and just say, hey, here's some issues we would like to talk about from our neighborhood. Here's some things that maybe you can answer a question for us. Those kind of help. They start small, but that's the way you can kind of get organized and help each other out in neighborhoods, prevent a lot of problems. So I hope that's a little bit of good information for you. One thing too, I think something, I don't know if anybody here brought it up, I know a little bit off subject, but different things too. We find we've been having cases of sexual assaults, stuff like that, but we're doing a lot of investigations, a lot of involvement with children and things. And they're always very disturbing cases, and I know Mr. McKenna has dealt with a lot of those in the past too, with the prosecution. Really tough cases to deal with. And I always get the question of, if I got to talk to my child or my grandchild or whatever it is about strangers or things like that, how do I talk to them? How do I let them know, who's a stranger, who's not a stranger, or what should I be afraid of, what should I watch for, or whatever. I always point out to people, tell them three things. Tell them trust their feelings. That's the biggest thing. It's not necessarily who the person is, it's how they feel. So gather it in yourself to see if you're either scared, you're uncomfortable, or you're confused. They know those feelings. Young kids know those feelings. They think a stranger is 10 feet tall and green, but they don't know a stranger or somebody's going to hurt them. Could be crazy Uncle Fred. So, but they know when they're scared, they know when they're uncomfortable, they know when they're confused. So if they have those feelings that they have, they can be in tune with that and try to get themselves out of the situation or tell somebody about that. That kind of helps them to deal with those types of issues. So those are things I think if those topics ever come up and you got to talk about those things with people, try to focus on the feelings